Toby Summerfield. I'm a guitar player and bass player in Chicago. One of the projects I do is called Never Enough Hope. It's a very large group. Besides the amount of rehearsal set aside, it's been really easy going. Like, we haven't had any terrific disasters. Sometimes it's hard to find the right instruments when people are coming from out of town, especially vibraphones are hard to find. Or it's just a matter of finding the right person who's down for the cause. Oh yeah, you can use my vibraphone for the weekend, sure. The sound really varies from room to room, and that's been an interesting challenge as the composer and leader, like to deal with being able to hear everybody when I want to hear them. Getting the strings to the right volume is the first challenge. The guitars can always turn up if they need to. The drums can always play harder. The saxophones can always blow harder. None of those guys are a problem as far as like the top volume. In a venue, the hardest thing is to figure out where to put everybody. Oftentimes it'll be half the band on stage and half the band in front of the stage, which then is hard because, you know, there might be, there's a very personal nature to the band. Even though it's so big, it still sort of feels like a rock band. Like, there's going to be a part in every song where you want to hear a particular instrument to take your cue from, or to lock in with, or to sort of vibe on, or whatever. And if that instrument is too far away from you, or too quiet, or both, some of the magic is lost. What I found is that the best sort of venue for this band is to have it in like somebody's living room, like in a loft, somebody's crazy apartment. In those cases, people can really pick out the instruments that they want to hear a little better. The ideal situation for me would be if we're going to be in a big enough room to require amplification for everybody, that I would have like a mixing desk next to where I'm conducting from. And if I know I'm going to like bring a violinist out to solo, or I'm going to bring a particular part up, I could just push it up a little bit, and then I'd be in charge of that. It'd be nice to have some separation, like those plexiglass walls. I'm sure the string section would love that. There was one night where it was the trumpets were pointed at their heads, and the next night the guitars were pointed at their heads, and then the next night it was pretty all right. I think that there was enough separation between them and the rest of the band that they weren't like getting pounded by some much louder instrument.